Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, just going to go over a bit of a topic which has been on my mind for a short while now, and it is, has Gems of War got boring? Now, I do mean this from a end player's kind of perspective, because if you're newer to the game, then you're still going to be having a lot more fun with it, because the most fun, the best parts of the game were the early parts when you had all those different troops to collect. It was a lot of fun. You were like seeing those cool troops that other people had, and you were craving them yourself, and when you finally got them, it was really good. And you then collect the trait stones, get them powered up, and you add them to your team, and you can do some of those cool teams you keep seeing the end game players and the middle game players they're going on about so often. So it's not boring at that stage. The problem actually comes with it. Now I say problem because the issue with this is I've played this game now for like on my hourly count list thing for 10,000 plus hours. It's not 10,000 real hours, because a lot of the time the game is just sitting there in the background. You have a habit of just doing other things sometimes and wasting electricity and your TV lifespan by leaving it on, leaving the PlayStation on, just waiting for the collection thing, the gold thing to come up again so you can collect some more gems. So it's not 10,000 real hours, but it is a hell of a lot of game hours regardless. Far more hours than I've spent on any other game without any shadow of a doubt. So does it become inevitable? It gets boring eventually, or is it actually by game design? Now, by game design, I mean things actually become off-putting to play that actually make you not enjoy it to the same level that you're used to. And yes, I'm looking at you, PvP. PvP before felt more like of something of choice. Felt like if you wanted to do PvP, you could, and if you didn't miss out on anything. But this new style of PvP, it feels kind of forced upon you. If you want to get VP points, if you want to get those book of deeds from the shop, that sort of thing, you have to save up, get gold marks, and to do that you have to play PvP. Oh, excuse me. And basically, if you want to progress the game at a certain point, you have to do PvP. Is that by design? Did the devs think, okay, some of these endgame players actually give them something to do now with the PvP, but the way they've implemented it into the game, it's just not enjoyable. If the teams stayed there on a constant basis, it might make it less of a chore. But the fact of the matter is, almost everyone, to a person that I've spoken to about this, doesn't like PvP anymore, because it feels like a chore. It's an absolute pain. Having to remake 10 different teams or so. Sometimes some get stored there, but most of the time they just don't, especially if you're using an immortal. If you're using an immortal that's not from the specified kingdom, it can sometimes just say, no, your team doesn't exist, even if you just used it like a minute ago. Then you back out to do something else, and you think, okay, I've collected my my tribute, I'll come back in and play the game now again and continue where I left off. Your team could have been disappeared. There are ways around it, like by basically posting it to your guild chat or something like that, and then you can copy and paste it back in. But crikey, it's just not actually as enjoyable as it used to be. And the reason is, mostly end-game players haven't got anything to aim for anymore. Troops-wise, is it fun doing the entire Underspire every single week? Yes, the Underspire rewards are pretty cool, because a lot of people have still got pets to upgrade and things like that, and still got troops to medal. But the differences are so minor on them things, it becomes almost meaningless. So the reward versus the effort you put in actually gets really, really tiny. And I unlocked 2 of those Sentinel troops in the first, I think, few days of their inclusion into the game. And, you know, the devs say that these drop rates are supposed to be legit, but they're not. Like, the drop rates on these things are always higher in the first week. The chances of getting certain things when you open chests are definitely higher in the first week. It's like, it happens time and time again. And I haven't had a Sentinel since that first week or so. So I've still got like another 4 out of the 6 to get, I think it is. But yeah, but even if you get them, they're not that great. So again, the reward to effort ratio as an endgame player is no good in Underspire. So to progress the other game, get your the kingdoms up to the highest level, the highest power level, things like that, you need books of deeds. To get them, you need to get gold marks, to go to the PvP shop and swap 100 gold marks for book of deeds, or to spend a lot of money when certain certain events come up and you can actually buy them that way, but I'm not doing that either now. So again, you're forced to play PvP week by week to get gold marks, to buy one book of deeds, to eventually progress one more kingdom towards finishing it. For what? Another tiny little reward. So that becomes a chore as well. And it wouldn't be so bad if I said, like I said earlier, if PvP wasn't such a chore in the first place, with the disappearing teams, with things like that. If we could set teams up and just leave them there, and then when they came round again, your teams were there again. Like if you restricted to construct in a certain kingdom, and that cycled round again, if that team was there, fine. I mean, sure, it does do that sometimes, but not as often as most people would like, to make it an actually viably enjoyable game mode. And they keep on adding things. There's no doubt new things being added soon. Guild Wars is coming again soon, so is it a good thing? Is it going to be a good change? Obviously time will tell on that one, because we haven't actually seen it yet. But a lot of players, as many people liked Guild Wars, there's people that just couldn't stand it. And they'll have to take a look at this new version when it comes along. But I know we've already had a couple of people leave the guild just recently. So we've got a couple of gaps in North Star at the moment, so you can PSN Red Hot Rockstar on that if you're interested. We've reduced our gold amount required a week to just 500,000 and just 400 trophies, so really easy requirements. Because we need to attract new players, because a lot of the endgame players are losing interest in the game now. It's just become boring to them, because they feel like they're just going over the same thing week in, week out, and for what? When you sort of stop playing the game for a while, and then you go and play some other games, those ones that you've got in your collection you've been waiting to play for ages, or if you're a PSN member, you've got those AAA titles sitting there just waiting to play, and you're thinking, hang on, I am actually enjoying this, I'm not doing it just for the sake of playing the game. Then a lot of people think then eventually they just give up and think, I can't be bothered with Gems of War anymore. So but like I say, this is more of an end gamer problem than to anybody else. Can't imagine many new people having that issue. In fact, they're going to have the opposite. It's probably kind of overwhelming at first, like with how much there is to do, how much there is to learn, and so on. But yeah, it's like it's the kind of a problem to me that the devs have created for themselves. All these different game modes. It feels like rewards are restricted in places. Feels like the vault event feels like you get less and less almost every single time now. Not so much in key count, but in the actual rewards when you go to crack open those keys and see what you've got. So it is an issue, and the player count does seem to be dropping. So I don't know where they go from here, because it's a tricky one to fix, because they think, okay, how can we interest new players? And the basic mode is okay for that. But their problem is not attracting new players, I don't think. It's keeping the long-term ones, the ones that have put a lot of money into the game, the ones who made it survive until this point. So it's like, what do I do? It's certainly not make modes like PvP, which make it more of a chore to play. Making it easy to play and more fun to play is absolutely the key. So yeah, so what does this mean for the channel? Well, I'm still doing Gems of War videos, but I have cut down on the amount I do now. Just for a couple of reasons. The main reason is been getting offers to do sponsored stuff from other companies, sending me stuff to review, take a look at, things like that, and it obviously takes up a day on channel time, because I do prefer now to just do one video a day if possible, and I'm even going to have the occasional day off, because it does get a bit much eventually just doing a video a day. You get that YouTube burnout thing come along for some people. Haven't had it yet, but I felt it coming a bit, and as soon as I felt it coming, that's when I just thought, I'm cutting back a bit. I'm not going to have this thing dominate my life and basically make you feel like you have to do it. I do YouTube videos because I want to do them, because I enjoy doing them, not because it feels forced upon me. And the other reason I've cut down on Gems of War videos ever so slightly as well is because some of them doesn't feel like there's a need to do them anymore, like like faction assault videos. I've got 3 or 4 now teams on almost every faction, which require no mythic, so they're good for any level of player to get through really, really easily. And yeah, that's covered all kingdoms, so it just feels like on faction assault, just covering over the same ground, just showing another team with different troops, just for the sake of it, when it's probably not as effective as the teams I've already got out there. And the same applies to the bounty event and things like that. The bounty event, crikey, when are they going to change this thing up and make it interesting? They must see, surely they're aware that people just use the same set of troops almost every single time, and then the required troop to get the maximum multiplier or whatever, or the at least 24 times multiplier and things like that. So it's like, it's their own game design which is kind of letting them down in a way. But that's why I've stopped doing bounty videos. I may do the odd one here and there, we'll have to see. But yeah, apart from that, there's I'm still interested in the game, not as much as I used to be, I've got to be honest. Doesn't captivate me like it used to. I'm certainly not going to do any of the mega grindy things, like the challenge things that I used to really enjoy a little while ago. I don't know if you're new to the channel, you won't know I did this, but I did just for the hell of it once, I did a 10,000 trophies in one day challenge. It took the best part of 23.5 hours, like literally starting early in the morning, going all the way through the day, afternoon, evening, right through the night, back into the morning again when most people have got up to go to work. And I just realised I picked up a mythic there in that little lot. I've already got that one, but all is good. But yeah, but that sort of thing won't be happening anymore because I don't have the heart for it anymore. I don't mean heart as in like I'm love for the game. I think the game's still alright, I don't mind it, but I certainly don't intend to do anything mega grindy anymore. I just don't like it that much anymore because the repetitiveness of doing those things again and again and again, even like a gnome vault now, I haven't done anything on this vault event. But it's not because it's not a good event, it's a fantastic event. If you're new or a middle game player, it's a fantastic event, you can really enjoy it. I think the game is amazing, so you can pick up so many rewards and progress your game massively. But when you've got pretty much everything the game has to offer you already, which you're going to get from that, and you don't need it anymore. I mean, I had like 86,000 gems the other day. I spent 7,000 gems just giving everybody in the guild gifts, gem gifts, because I've got nothing better to do with them. I've got like 13 million souls sitting there, and the same kind of amount, I think, in the collection thing, waiting to be changed to when you, what do you call it? I can't remember what it's blinking called. What do you call it when you disenchant? There it is. Yeah, and still got 9 million sitting there to disenchant if I want to, but there's no point. The main fun of the game at the moment for me now is seeing how many duplicate troops I can get, and that's not the idea of the game. Oh, I've got 6,828 Hellstone gates. That's fantastic, and Chupacabra is slowly catching up, and Wargoat's got a lot to do to catch up. But yeah, like this sort of thing has become the fun part of the game now, which is a bit wrong, just seeing what silly things you can do with the game now and things like that. But overall for endgame players, it's just not got a lot of fun, if I can even spit that out. But yeah, let me know what you think about this in the comments, because if you're new, if you're a mid-game player or something like that, you're still going to be getting a lot out of the game. You're still going to have lots of troops to collect and things like that. So you're thinking, wow, I can never imagine getting bored of this game. This is so good. But it does come to the point where there's almost nothing better to do than a basic daily grind, like things like this, just again and again and again. For rewards, you basically don't need. For gold, all you end up doing is just sticking it back into the guild just to give newer members of the game troops or keys, which may give them something good. And that is quite satisfying, but ultimately it just comes a point where excuse me, I think, I'm just doing this again and again. Why? What am I actually getting out of it? Is there nothing better I can be doing with my life than this? Just for little or no actual reward or progression of my game. And for me, the main progression of the game, like I said, is PvP. But that's a chore. The season now, a lot of people still really go for it in the season. Like, let's take a look at the season thing quick. Like the actual PvP season, the basic part, this is fairly easy to get to the end. It doesn't take actually too much. But the actual season goals, some of them are very, very grindy, which is not good. Like this one here, the promoted one, you have to get Prefect to get the total amount of burning souls, and you have to do a lot of PvP a day to get there. And yeah, some people love that. Some people, you see them on the PvP all the time, and it's like, that's up to them. But it's, yeah, not for me. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to keep on doing all that every single week for why. So, cut a story short, because this has been a long video already, or long enough already. How long we've been chatting already? 15 minutes. I felt longer than that. But yeah, the channel will continue, but mostly it'll be Monday Teams videos for the event, be it a world event, journey, or whatever. And obviously we'll do the Soulforge review as well at the same time, and the Underspire team may do the occasional bounty video or something like that, and the spoilers video will still continue on a Saturday. And when there's an update, that's always an interesting video, or if there's a special mythic troop that comes along, or if there's just something good happens in the game, that's when other videos will come along. But as regard other ones like bounty events, like the class trials, don't think there's any need for them anymore, because I've done them before already. They're already covered. Epic trials, they've already been done on every kingdom, so there's no point doing them all the time. But there it is, there's the video. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, and if you're getting a bit disillusioned, fed up, bored with the game, if you're an endgamer as well, and if you're just kind of hanging around for the guild sometimes. I know some players that are just, say they just are in the game now, but just because of the fun, that camaraderie with the guild kind of thing is the thing that's keeping them going. But even that only lasts so long before you think, I'll just have to do something else now. But like I say, if you're a newer player or a mid-game player, you may be still really enjoying it, and you've got a huge amount of life left from the game. But when you put in so many hours, there becomes a point where you think, maybe I could be enjoying myself more doing something different. So just to recap, just in case anybody's worried that this means I'm stopping doing Gems of War videos, I'm not. I'm just cutting back a little bit on compared to what I used to, because I used to do Gems of War videos literally every single day, but it doesn't feel like there's any need to do that anymore. Like I said earlier, Faction Assault, no need to do it. Just type in Faction Assault and whatever Faction Assault Underworld Kingdom it is, and you will find videos on the channel. Really good teams to get that done already, so no need to do them. Same to a degree with the bounty event. It's normally the same teams, like two or three of the same troops people use every single time, and you just use the required troop to get the bonus and score bonus and things like that. Same as class trials. They're out there already. No need to keep on doing class trial teams. So, yep, them Gems of War are still going to do it. Just cut back a little bit on what I used to do before. But there's a video. If you enjoyed it, it'd be really cool if you bash the like and subscribe button, and let me know what you think about this in the comments below. But thanks for watching, and bye for now.